Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream today. Today it's going to be Sac State versus SWOSU Blue. It's Southwestern something or other. I forget what exactly the name of the school is, which is kind of let me get my notes out here real quick. Today I am back in the casting booth, but this time I'm joined by Karuna, as you can very clearly see, who's giving me some very unprofessional looking things. Do you have comments you want to talk about?
I would argue that it's more professional to not know the name of our lovely competitors, but I would
Do
also
you?
be lying if I said I did. So welcome everybody to Sac
It,
State Esports Club. We've got best of 5 today. It is the semifinals, Connor. We're in the
yeah.
semifinals.
Yep, yes we are.
Woo!
I have my notes because I have all this stuff written down. It's Southwestern Oklahoma State, so that's who SWOSU Blue is.
What does the U stand for, Connor?
University.
Very good. Just want to make sure.
I graduated high school with at least
Well, it's
something.
not
Okay.
SWOS. You gotta add the ooh, alright? Anyway, what do you know about this team, Connor?
All right. So one of either two things. So based on the way we're seeing this, it seems like Riz is going to be on tank. We have Virus, who is what I like to call the hard carry of this team. Virus is a top 100 DPS player, so sort of makes sense why he would be on DPS. But Riz is very confident on a lot of different tanks. He can play Sigma incredibly well. We saw that with the match against GFU. That we saw that last time during the quarterfinals, and we also saw the match against what was it? The match I saw the match against the Axolotls as well. Riz was also on Sigma then and was popping off to put it very lightly. Sandara and Cairo are the two supports. We're probably going to be seeing probably a poke comp coming out from them because Virus likes to play Widow. So but it also really depends on the map.
And how do you think Virus's Widow is going to go against Flaming Sushi's Widow? Do you think he's been practicing in the
I sure hope so
game
for my sake.
lab? I hope so too. We'll see. I mean, honestly, I think Flaming Sushi has something to prove. I say they go Circuit Royale and
Oh God.
run it back cuz frankly, uh they kind of won that out of the skin of their teeth. And with a top 500 DPS against them, that's even more to say, F you, I can play Widow with the best of them, but
I'm
we
sorry.
can't know
It's
until they do it.
we can't swear on stream, so it's heck you. So
Yeah, that's why I said F. Freak.
freak. Okay, so
Got a dirty mind, Connor.
other than that, we have the DPS line, who Virus, like I said, and then Pancakes. Usually it would be Max Witherman, who plays a bunch of like hit scan DPS. That's usually what Max is good at. But Pancakes, I have never heard of who this person is, so I have no idea.
Interesting. Well, they
Okay,
did have Max in, and then they swapped him out.
so we do have a swap. Virus looks like he's going to be playing tank instead of DPS. The kind of tank gameplay we're probably going to be seeing is either Doomfist or Ramatra. Virus plays a lot of Doomfist. He's very good at Doomfist, but Ramatra is usually what he pulls out for when he wants to do a more poke style of gameplay.
Now, why do you think the top 500 DPS would swap to tank after you were just saying Riz's praises?
That is a very good question. There is a couple of reasons I can think of. Is maybe they're expecting the Orisa pick coming out from Zora since we're going on to Paul. Maybe they expect the Orisa and Doomfist fighting against Orisa. You just punch him off the side of the map.
Yeah, though Orisa does have the halt or I mean the fortify rather.
Yeah, but it's on a
That
really lengthy cooldown, so.
yeah, I mean it's interesting though, especially with I mean you can get some pretty nasty Widow lines on Nepal. I mean, if you think about the what Doomfist can do, especially when you think about our supports, right? We've got ONG and we've got Dusty, both of which play relatively close together, and Doomfist can't really do much against both of them. So it's going to be interesting to see how why they would do that, and more specifically, how Sac State is going to sort of come up against it. Really, we're gonna see that BAP on ONG because of course we are Dusty on the Lucio, Virus on Reinhardt, Riz on Torb.
I think these are meme picks because they're currently just posting scrim stuff in the chat. So I think that what you're seeing are meme picks because the Torb clearly is probably a meme pick.
No, I mean I think the Torb is frankly the most logical pick, especially against Sac State, and more specifically, the fact remains that our coach really doesn't know how to set things up. It is semifinals here, in case anybody was confused, and now we're on Busan. So there you go. Yep, this is
NA moment. This is an NA moment right here.
You know, I would just say that this is a DOSP moment. Honestly, I wouldn't put it on the whole continent. I would just put it on him. Hopefully, let's see whether this we can start over.
They're on the right workshop code.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say. I was about to do some analysis, and then that just completely threw me for a loop.
You were talking about Doomfist with the support line of Sac State. How they tend to play a bit more like closer, a bit more dive-ish of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Owen and Dusty on that Lucio, they do stay so close together that if you were to do Doomfist, you would probably have to go for Owen. But Owen's so I don't like your chances against Owen, frankly.
Yeah, the man can fight a Pharmacy combo and just win. So I don't really know if that's a really good idea. We are seeing the first part of what their comps are going to be. Very interesting.
Junker Queen.
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Okay,
because,
back to Zarya.
You can still apply the bleed, the wounds to a fortified Ursa. So.
Well, it doesn't even matter because it's a Zarya. Owen gets the turret right away, and Owen gets the Torb right away. There goes your top 500 DPS.
That's
Lamp
Virus.
goes out. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's fine.
Riz has the Riz, but he did not have enough, apparently.
Guess not. Sac State able to cap pretty much immediately. That pick on the Torb really just kind of stopped.
What just happened? Did Uno just walk up the side of the map?
I feel like Uno has done this before. Am I wrong? Did we not have this exact thing happen in that exact place?
Sushi got Sundara.
Yeah, well, they got Zora.
This is the
semifinals, folks. Semifinals.
Yep, I have... But Owen does have the Ant Matrix now, so...
Well... You know, it really makes you... Again, I swear I've seen Uno do this before. On Reaper, on this map, in that exact place. Ant Matrix comes out for... well, there you go. There's BAP, but Zora goes down as well. Back and forth. At this point, Sac State are up in the trades. They do need some healing. They're able to get that point again. Whoever that is, oh, yep, there you go. Hanzo's very low, but gets Owen. That's a huge pick on Owen. Sort of last minute. Sac State's gonna have to wait, and Lucio's gonna have to go ferry Owen, which means they're gonna be without heals for a little bit. Oh, never mind. He's deciding not to.
I think he's just trying to stay for this fight because
yeah, I probably would have ferried Owen though, frankly, because there's so many opportunities. They didn't have to take this fight 4v5. They could have played a little bit back and waited for Owen, but anyway, they went for it. But Owen is back for this and has that immortality field. They do get Dusty from that though. I'm not sure why. Bob comes out, Uno and Zora are down, and that's kind of a late Bob. It's just 2v5 at this point. Torb very low, Torb gets down, but there's no healing for Flaming Sushi, and Flaming Sushi goes down. Now, Sac State was able to get we're going to get 70%, well, 69, nice. 69% on that, and it's, that's not quite as much as you would like. You would like to see more of a 75 before it switches again, but that's only, you know, 15 seconds or so. Uno still doesn't have that Blossom yet. Imagine what would have happened if he didn't fall off the map. We have Sound Barrier and our Orisa ult. But Uno goes down.
Again to the Hanzo. Dang.
Yeah, and all the ults are coming out. Yeah, I really don't like those ults coming out from Sac State, frankly. They did it too late, in my opinion. And Sac State goes down. They are going to stabilize at 66, and at this point, Sac State is now down on Nepal for... I feel like this is the first time that Sac State have been in this position in Nepal, having to retake.
I'm getting some flashbacks to Sac State's Week 1 match against UNO Black here. This is not looking so hot.
Yeah, I mean, they do have Blossom. Flaming Sushi, very low. Very low. And the swap Uno goes down again. You know... Ooh.
That was painful.
This might be the first time that Sac State has lost Nepal in this way.
It's just one round. It was just one round.
It is, but again, Sac State is usually so dominant on Nepal. They just couldn't, after that early Uno trip, they kind of just faltered from that. I'm kind of shocked by everything that I just witnessed.
Well, don't couch your hopes out just yet, because we still got quite a lot more game left to go. That was just one round. So, on this specific map, we're probably going to see a bit more of a longer ranged comp, just slightly a bit more, maybe a bit more, potentially a bit more brawly, because you're on the point. But we'll just have to see.
Reaper Hanzo here, and SWOSU is there first. Zarya uses her bubbles very early, but look at how low Orisa is. They're able to stabilize, and it's gonna be... Ooh, Riz gets healed, and the Immortality Field comes out.
Riz gets
Flaming Sushi... Ooh. Yeah, and there you go. Sac State crumbles after that, and they're able to cap the point.
I think we're probably gonna get a comp swap. I don't think the Orisa's working here. I think Zarya's just putting out too much. And I think they're just feeding into the bubbles a bit too much for Zora. Like, I called it.
Switching to the Ramatra is interesting. I'm not sure.
That actually does make a lot of sense, because Ramatra can put up that barrier and basically stop a lot of Zarya's DPS, because the laser automatically targets whatever is closest to it. So if you throw up a barrier in Zarya's face, she can't hit with her primary fire, which is what's putting in a lot of the damage here.
Hanzo goes down to that Ramatra right there, and Sac State is up 1. They're getting very low. Riz goes down, and automatically... Ooh, missing some shots there, Sushi. That's alright.
That's alright.
That's alright, because Zora will just,
those
just clean him up.
That 65 damage Ramatra punch does really hurt, especially on those squishies. It really does hurt.
Yeah, let's see whether SWOSU decides to change from this Ramatra. I doubt that they will. I bet they're gonna stay exactly where they are. They're looking good on ults, but so is Sac State.
It's a bit even on the ult trade here, although SWOSU is a bit up because they do have that grab taunt.
They're probably going to want an early grab here.
Ooh.
Well, there's everything.
Yeah, there goes everything. And Uno is still in the background there. Let's see if he can potentially get a Blossom out. Oh, no!
Ew, there goes Uno.
Zora
Boy,
is going to have that annihilation
things are kind of swapped this time, Connor. Yep. Before we were saying, ooh, sushi.
There goes the annihilation. Gets Cairo.
Look at how low Owen is, though. Luckily, SWOSU doesn't seem to be looking at him. And I think Sac State's going to be able to... It's just the Hanzo.
Yeah, they did get it.
Interesting. I'm very glad that SWOSU did not turn around and look at Owen, who was just kind of in their midst and very low, I think it would have been very different. Una's gonna be looking for this Blossom that he didn't get to use before because he got picked by the Hanzo. Ooh, very low on that Tracer.
Ooh, Zandara does pick off Uno
And
again.
Uno gets it again!
But they got
Luckily, it doesn't matter. Luckily, nobody's able to touch, but Uno is just
not having any luck today.
Bullied.
Yeah, he's not having any luck at all today. But I told you the Ramattra is a decent pick against that Zarya, because you just basically block a lot of the damage she's putting out and just go for her backline.
Yes, I mean, definitely it is good against the Zarya. I was just more concerned about the Hanzo, and being able to get behind the barrier, because that Hanzo has been putting in a lot of work. And if the Hanzo is able to pick off Owen, or even Dusty there, they're gonna kind of just get collapsed.
We are seeing a slight mirror comps coming out from both sides. They're both going with the Orisa. Just the difference of the DPS line here, pretty much.
Yeah, and there's the Hanzo again. Now Saxtate does get there first, which we do know as long as Saxtate gets there first, it's usually a pretty easy fight there.
I do think Saxtate has the slight advantage in terms of the damage line here, because Uno you can play it kind of around that corner, and Reaper's really strong on this map.
Tracer's really gonna try to bully Flaming Sushi though.
That's a big dynamite. Ooh, that's a big dynamite.
Sure is. Look at that ult charge already. Flaming Sushi almost at 70, but so is the Tracer. The Pulse Bomb's gonna come out relatively soon.
I think that was kind of a waste of a pulse bomb because the rest of their team was kind of dead. So I think that was a bit of a waste of a pulse bomb there.
Well, they didn't pulse.
Oh,
They didn't pulse.
So
you're right. It was a waste of the.
I misheard you.
No, I said they're going to have the pulse bomb. They're going to.
Okay. We do see these swap to Winston. They're just going full dive now at this point.
Yeah, I do. I think they're really gonna try to get Flaming Sushi in that backline and maybe Owen. Whoa. Wow, woo, okay.
I'm into the skybox there for a minute.
Here we go. Now the Reaper into the Winston. Reaper is just gonna be able to shred Winston as long as Reaper can focus on him. Ooh, Pulse Bomb gets both.
Both of the supports of Saxtate. That is really,
now it's just
really
gonna
rough.
be up to them to try to stay. Zora was just hoping to bring around the Rosie. But, I mean, they were able to stay there for 59%. Now, unfortunately, SWOSU did not have to use really any ults to get that. They're gonna have Sound Barrier and Window and Angry Monkey a little bit, but Saxtate is above. Saxtate's gonna have to use those ults. Window comes out early. And Monkey jumps.
I think that was not really a good jump there from Virus. There's no one really there to back him up. And what was the pancakes there? He just kind of jumped on the head of Sushi, and they just let Saxtate walk onto the point.
Well, yes and no. They're still fighting here. Ults are coming out. Ooh, Owen gets very low, and unfortunately, they're gonna be targeting Owen, I think. Zoro gets overclocked a little bit, and Saxtate is fighting.
Death Blossom.
But Zoro and Lucio are very, very low, and they're not able. Saxtate used 2 ultimates there?
Yeah, 2. They used the Sound Bearer and the Tarot Surge.
Yeah, but look at that BAP. I mean, BAP used the Window early on in that fight and is already almost halfway to it again. I mean, they have the Pulse Bomb ready. If that Pulse Bomb is huge again, it's going to be a problem. I think Saxtate knows that they're going to have Pulse Bomb. The thing is, with all the rest of the dive...
Doesn't
get anybody.
Uno catches Pancaked out. Ooh, Pancakes. Ooh.
They switched to Mei. I didn't even notice.
That's actually
Mei's gonna be huge.
That is gonna be huge.
Yeah.
Death Blossom finally. Uno finally gets to use that Death Blossom after like what, three maps now?
Yeah. Did he have a single Death Blossom that worked before this?
I didn't think he actually used it before now. Reset.
Yeah, Riz is gonna reset there. I mean, look though, 99%, all they have to do is win kind of half of a fight and they get it. But Sac State is already going to be pushing them to last fight territory too. So we're in the end of days here. Looking at the old, Sac State is up in one-ish, but SWOSU is going to have all their ults coming up mid-fight here.
But this May is going to be really bad for Virus, because the second he jumps in, he's just going to get sectioned off by the wall.
Yeah, but they do have the Tracer.
There goes the wall.
Ooh, wasn't a great wall.
Sound barrier. The window is still out. Didn't really seem to get any value. Pulse Bomb comes out alongside the sound barrier.
Uno almost gets sectioned out by his own team's Mei wall. Lucio gets very low. It's just Zora right now on the point. They're very, very low, and SWOSU's gonna take it.
Dusty, sorry, mate.
Well,
yeah, that's map number 1.
This is the first time that I have seen something that does not say Sacramento State wins on Nepal. For the first time in a while, Sac State is actually getting a run for their money here. There's Uno. Uno made it.
I'm looking forward to it, but I think potentially it's just Flaming Sushi. I think he probably should have swapped to a different DPS. I don't think the Ashe is really working in that game. Just didn't really put in much damage overall.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely getting some pretty huge dynamites, but I didn't see Bob coming out very much for how much ult charge he should have gotten from those dynamites. I mean, frankly, I feel like right now that the DPS line of Uno just getting unlucky and Flaming Sushi not switching quick enough. I think that's really the problem here. As soon as Flaming Sushi switched, they were able to get it to 99, so it was close. It wasn't a blowout by any means. But for the first time, I think Sac State are getting pushed, and they're getting manipulated a little bit. Definitely with that Tracer. Sac State wanted to play and punish the monkey, for instance, jumping in, but they couldn't turn to get the monkey because the Tracer was bothering them in the front line that turned into the back line because the monkey jumped into the back line. And so because of that, Sac State was just getting split up just by virtue of the Tracer going in a different place than a monkey. A lot of times when you're doing this dive, you want to have the Tracer go in with the monkey, so it's double flies on one target. But because the Tracer was repeatedly focusing on Owen, on Dusty a little bit, and the DPS was trying to get the monkey, neither died, which I think was a big problem with Sac State and with them trying, especially Owen trying to do his best, but he ended up in the front line because of the way that the fight would swing based on that monkey. The monkey definitely... Go ahead.
No, you were still talking, though.
The monkey definitely could have been punished a lot more. He was jumping in way early, but Sac State wasn't reacting quick enough because they were still looking over their shoulder because of that Tracer.
One thing I think would have been really interesting to see is if Sac State potentially swapped Dusty off of the Lucio and went potentially onto either a Brig or something like that to try and counter the diving monkey. Because I think a bit more survivability would have been good to deal with that Tracer.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of wonder how much value you were getting from the Lucio, especially with it being Koth and not really being able to use the speed to your advantage for rotates and things like that, especially when you have that Tracer that is being so proficient. I think the Brig choice would have been really great, if not just simply to protect Owen. We know that Owen has the capacity to swing fights. We know that Owen has the capacity to single-handedly win matches if one of the DPS is not working. And so it's one of those things where I think as long as Sac State is able to support Owen in the way that Owen can support the rest of the team, it doesn't matter if if Uno jumps off the map, because Owen will kill 2 in Uno's absence. But that only works if Owen is
He's
getting killed.
and if he's alive.
Right. Yes.
We are seeing the next map being Blizzard World, so I think we're probably going to be seeing some poke comps come out.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely tracks. It could also, however, be that dive again. I mean, Blizzard World could very easily be a monkey jumping in the backline, especially with if Dusty tries to play Ana, which usually Ana is played on Blizzard World simply for defense, even for attack, actually. The idea of the Tracer and the Monkey on Blizzard World is a little scary, I think, for Sac State because there's so many high grounds, there's so many angles that could be taken very quickly from that dive.
But the problem with that dive on defense is that you don't really have a strong front line. So if you do manage to catch the monkey out with like what we were talking about, they're kind of screwed.
Yes, though I'm seeing now that it looks like the top 500 DPS is coming out. Looks like we might get a Widow.
Oh god. Oh no.
Yeah.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get Widow Duels again.
Well, good
I,
news is for you, Flaming Sushi is not the problem today. So maybe Flaming Sushi will pop off.
maybe. Who
And
knows?
maybe the
Who
fact that
knows?
Uno was making such tremendous mistakes will make Flaming Sushi more excited and hit more shots. Just a pure testosterone and adrenaline rush of being the better DPS will infuse his veins and make something happen here.
I I I do not think so. Personally, I am a little. I know I will. I know that's a bit much given how much I've praised Flaming Sushi, especially on the Junkrat. But everything I've seen from his Widow play recently has told me eh, it's not that. It's not the best. He is good on
Listen,
Cassidy though. He's very good on Cassidy. I can give him that. He's very good on Cassidy. But he's just been having terrible luck on the Widow. I could be
I
proven
think
wrong. I want to be proven wrong. Gosh dang it. I was the person who wanted to see the Widow duels. And I was
you
disappointed last
were.
time. I was disappointed.
And I told you. But I think frankly what Flaming Sushi needs from both of us is a Poolman Brown attitude. I really feel like
God.
as long as we
Oh my
truly believe
god.
in Flaming Sushi will truly believe in himself. And frankly, hopefully, Flaming Sushi doesn't know that Virus is a top 500 DPS, and we can just we can
Yeah.
false confidence, I think
Yeah,
is a big.
just a little bit of gaslighting there, you know?
Absolutely. It's his friend's account. He he bought it, maybe.
What's even
Let's just
funnier
say
is
that.
his Flaming Sushi is actually his friend's account. Seriously, it is.
Connor,
What?
we're gonna get canceled. Why would you say that? Live on stream.
No, we're not.
Anyway, Flaming Sushi definitely is his account. And Flaming Sushi is a great Widow.
It is
Now
his
we've
account, I
got
was joking.
Blizzard. Yep, we've got Blizzard World, and we're gonna stop listening to Connor in anything that he says. We've got
No, I will
Deathwings
not be
here, which frankly look
silenced.
incredible. We've got some celery there,
Oh my god.
and that's some blueberry waffles. Very interesting. That is a strange shape for that like chicken leg, turkey leg thing. It's a little bulbous. It makes me question. Anyway, I'm just speaking so that
Okay,
Connor doesn't leak
let's
anything more.
get on to the actual match. Like I said, poke comps. What did I say? Poke comps are coming out. Riz on the Sigma. Riz on the Sigma he's really good on this map. I've seen they did a Blizzard World match against the Axolotls here last week, and Riz absolutely popped off on that Sigma. So I expect to see more of that. But one thing that I don't think we have been talking about is how crucial that Discord orb that Sundar has been putting out, especially for countering that Ursa. That Discord orb, the amount of damage that they're putting out with the Discord orb, just been shutting down Sac State. So hopefully, now that Zora's on the Ramatra, we're going to probably be seeing a little bit less of that. We do see Sushi on the Cassidy, not really trying to do the Widow duels, which I can kind of understand, but at the same time, I am still a little sad.
Look at him! Look at him!
Huge pick on Zora. They did not manage to catch Virus, who was looking at the flank there. And yeah, no, I just think, ooh, Virus also catches that flaming sushi. Oh no! Oh, that Widow is really strong on this map.
Let's see what Sac State does. They
Ooh.
gotta swap. They gotta do something here. I think they've identified the problem, and it looks like Flaming Sushi's just gonna try to. Ooh, that was almost.
Sundara's getting really low there, but they are still playing together as a team. Flaming Sushi is diving Virus, just trying to get him out of this fight. They were able to manage to push him off the high ground, which was very crucial here. And Zora
gets
just
very low.
Ooh, Zora as well. Both of them got incredibly low there.
No deaths yet, though.
No one has yet. I didn't realize that. Not a single person has died yet.
Except for Zora and
Yeah.
Flaming Sushi, both of whom now die again. So there you go. And Sac State gets cleaned up from that. Now, I think what was important to note there is Flaming Sushi was single-handedly able to get space for Sac State there. Just simply by their Widow being pressured, SWOSU completely collapsed to try to appeal for that Widow instead of just letting the Widow fight for it themselves, which I think they gave up a... You have to
respect the Widow's sightlines, guys. Come on.
And they don't. And they don't. And they didn't before, and they don't now. And they know he's there, and they know where he's been hiding. They're jumping again. I don't know about this.
There goes the infra sight. Why didn't Zora do that earlier? Just throw up the barrier in the Widow's face, and he's waiting for it. He's waiting for it. He's waiting for it. Oh, She's trying to jiggle peek, trying to play smart. Let's see. Oh, okay. So it's driving up my heart rate just watching this. Virus does catch ONG. Ah, that is not very good because ONG is the big source of what Sac State's healing here. The Blizzard does come out. Ooh, does manage to get Riz out of that graviton or the gravitic flux, but the rest of Sac State just got folded to the window there.
Yeah, I gotta be honest here.
I think maybe a dive is called for here.
The dive was called for the moment they realized the Widow was there, frankly. Tracer tried to do it, and Tracer was the only reason why they even got a pick. It's shocking to me that the rest of the team has not done it yet.
They're still going down main.
They sure are.
Real men go down main. Real men go down main.
Real men get shot in the head by a Widow. Widow gets low, but look, the entire team is there.
And they're peeling for this Widow. Zora does manage to catch Pancakes though. That Bob is now no longer in this fight. So let's see if the rest of them can just try and make some space. And like you said, the second that Widow gets pressured, the SWOSU just kind of falls back. The Transcendence does come out to halt this push right in its tracks, but ooh, that is a nice flick there from Virus.
Oh god!
Sushi, but thank God Zora managed to catch Virus there. And the Kitsune as well comes out, and Sac State's gonna be able to get this point. Ooh, that was close.
Good news.
Uno almost died to that Bob.
He sure did. He sure did. You gotta imagine that he's puckering right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that got questionable. I mean, again, like I said, the fact that Sac State went maybe 3 fights without, you know, swapping to dive when that Tracer was so instrumental to even getting the slight tick, I think shows that Sac State needs to be a little more quick with making a decision. Widow is still up there, has sight, knows where the Tracer is.
And they do have a break now, so maybe Sundara will try to bodyguard for this Widow, since that is pretty much their win condition here.
Uno gets very low.
Does get caught out by ONG. Pancakes does manage to pick off ONG. The Primal comes out from Zora. I don't really see what it's going
Riz
for
is
here.
very low. I think it's going for Riz right now.
Just on the top of this cannon there. Uno's
Zora is 1.
Zora is 1, and where is Uno didn't manage to get the Widowmaker? What? How?
I mean, look at this at this point. Now you've got Anna, which is a huge dive. You gotta get the Anna, but you also got the Widow, who's playing in a completely different location. Who do you go for, the Anna or the Widow? Frankly, I think you go for the Widow, but you go for the Widow and then get to the Anna. But here's what's happening: we switched to Azaria. We now have gotten rid of the one thing really that was an option. Pancakes gets flaming sushi. We're dragon blading.
Does make it a trade for Pancakes. Sundara countering Uno. Virus catches out ONG again. Still, Virus on that Widow is the win con for SWOSU Blue here. What is going on? Seriously, I do not understand why.
Dusty gets Virus. It's good.
Yep, he did. But I think a little too little too late. Ooh, Flaming Sushi does manage to catch Cairo. And all that's left is pretty much just Riz on the point here. And then Sundara again. That the second I saw that Brig come out, I knew it was going to be hassle because the Brig can either bodyguard the Ana or bodyguard the Widow. Whoever is the most at risk of being
Sack State isn't even gonna touch. Well, they are. Nope. They are from the sim.
They have the sim. I mean,
but look at all those ults from SWOSU.
Yep. There goes the. Oh gosh, the Brig stun. Oh gosh, the Brig stun.
Yeah,
Wizard,
this
what
is
were you
gonna be
thinking?
over.
That's gonna be it for Sac State. They're not gonna be able to touch. They've got a pretty much full hold here, in order to win this. They've got to full hold.
Yeah, I mean the worst part about Blizzard World is Widow. Widow is a lot better, certainly on the high ground, but Widow can also be really good, just stopping people from holding main. I mean, Sac State really, I would almost say going Sombra and just finding the Widow always pinging the Widow. I mean, something has to happen for Sac State because the thing is, you got to think about the win condition, right? Mm-hmm. The moment one person that's defending dies, the attackers win.
Mm-hmm,
and
much.
All Virus has to do...
Unless they can swing it back.
All Virus has to do is kill one.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen him kill 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be really hard, really hard for them to hold this.
Are we going to see potentially double snipers on offense here for Blizzard World? Because Pancakes is on the Hanzo. I mean, it could work.
Tracer.
Okay. This is an interesting hybrid.
I think they're expecting a Widow.
I think so too. The second that they learn that there isn't a Widow, they're probably gonna swap to the Widow.
Because look at the monkey as well.
Yeah. I think they're just waiting for it. Let's see.
Dynamite doesn't catch anybody.
Yeah. And Sushi still is just peppering main, but not like a... Ashe is very good at popping heads, but she is not a Widow in terms of the fact she can hold down an entire sight lane just with her presence.
Saxy is already split, though.
They are.
Monkey's very low.
Zora, what is going on with the support lines here? Are they getting sectioned off by the DPS line or of SWOSU? But what is going on? And Virus again just is the I did say he was the hard carry, and he is for SWOSU here.
He is him. He just is.
He is their win con, and that's going to be the first points. I'm not very. This is probably. I mean, I don't want to call anything too soon, but Sac State is not looking very good.
5 minutes and 30 seconds.
OG does manage to catch out Virus, and Riz did dive in on the rest of Sac State. He did not manage to get out.
Yeah, I mean, but think about it, right? They don't really lose anything for dying there because their spawn is right there. I mean, they've got 5 minutes to just basically get their ults, right? Now, Riz did switch to Sigma.
And Virus is now on the Widow again. Double snipers here.
Pancakes gets very low. I don't know what happened to him.
I think Sac State's probably gonna try to play a bit more closer range here with this, with Uno on the Reaper and Ramatra.
There's Virus getting Ana right there.
Yep. And the rest, and wow, the amount of damage that they're able to put out with the with the Discord Orb and the anti on Zora is just insane.
Yeah, you can see they're already basically almost to the point at 4 minutes slaughtered indeed.
Ooh,
And
man.
Uno goes down too. This is I think this is it really.
For this map.
Sac State doesn't have any ults here, and Uno switches to Widow for some reason.
I think it's just to try and see will it stick. But again, that Discord is really, really strong here. The Nano does come out on Zora. He did manage to catch out Sundara, and I think that Zora. The counter Nano coming out from the side of SWOSU to try and deal with the Nano Ramattra there. Pancakes and Virus getting off both the support lines of Sac State. The Annihilation does come out. Both supports are still alive for Sac State, so they can try and push with this Annihilation a little bit and try and hold it just a little bit more.
Everybody used all of their ults here.
And
Sac State is actually going to be up on ult from this.
Yeah, and they didn't, and the cart did not move.
Ooh, Zora gets very, very, very low there.
Yeah, Zora is still really low. The Transcendence does come out. Zora's got to get healed here from the supports. Where is the DPS line?
Zora keeps going in that little pocket. Oh, this is over.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
If Zora didn't keep going into that little cave, he would have been able to get healed a lot quicker. But there it is.
Would remain on the sideline.
SWOSU wins that map as well. Luckily, this is a best of 5, so there is a possibility for a reverse sweep, but this is also a big confidence hit for Sac State. Again, think about all of the matches that they've done the last 6 weeks have just been relatively, stomps on the side of Sac State, and for the first time in a while, Sac State is actually feeling like, oh, if we make a mistake, that's it. And that's exactly what I was calling for, a couple weeks ago. Of all that needs to happen for Sac State is one team to really exploit their weaknesses. And there you go. It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, Sac State's definitely... Was that Sac State's... That was their pick.
Their pick, right? I think so, correct? Yeah, because they lost the first map, so I believe that was their pick, and they get to pick again because they lost that map. So at least I think that's how it goes with NECC. I could be mistaken, but it is going to be push. Actually, wait, is it push? No, I think it's escort because that was hybrid. Yeah, it's gonna be escort next.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
the problem is that all of the escort maps that are currently in the game, most of them are sniper maps.
Absolutely, they are.
Circuit Royale, Junkertown, and those are the two very popular ones: Circuit Royale and Junkertown. Havana.
I would say probably Sac State might try to go Havana, so that they could do the spawn hold. It's gonna be hard for the Widow to, at least for defense, it's gonna be hard for the Widow to get out from spawn when you do a spawn hold, but how much is there? Again, the fact is, like, as long as Virus is on that DPS, even his Tracer was able to kill 3, so you can't even say that he's only for Widow, and if you counter the Widow, you win. So we'll see.
One of the win cons, and that was just one of the win cons in the bucket that was SWOSU here, was that Widow. They seem to have plenty more, and it seems like this is either maybe a I don't know how to put it. Best way I can describe it is I feel like there's some miscommunication on the support from the supports and from the DPS line of Sac State here coming out, because it just seems like whenever there's a fight that's been initiated, that they are able SWOSU is just able to capitalize on one single pick, and then whenever Sac State gets a pick, they don't really capitalize on it as much or as hard as SWOSU does.
Yeah, I mean, I still think when SWOSU is on that monkey, I still think there's a lot of opportunities to punish the monkey, and it's not happening. I think I think SWOSU is doing a really good job at making sure that Zora can't play Orisa,
Hmm.
which is also, I think, a big. Sac State is just so used to Orisa all the way and making it work, that SWOSU is really using that to their advantage, and making Zora go onto the Ramantra. We did see him do some good stuff with Ramantra, but it's a different type of play style.
Hmm.
And you see the supports who are usually the ones that are sort of leading the way for the team. The supports are sort of having to work triple times, and just try to keep Zora alive, let alone Flaming Sushi and Uno. Um, and again, the fact that Sac State was not adapting to the Widow. They weren't expecting the Widow. They were all looking over in that direction with a clear sight, twice. First time, it's like, okay, well, you look where you look.
Yeah.
The second time, he's there, and even if you don't know he's there, you know he could be. And I think Sac
And
State is so used to not having to worry about the other teams. I think they're just so used to being like, maybe he gets a headshot, but it's fine because we're better and we'll kill the supports and it's fine. But they can't get away with it on this one. They have picked Shambali. Shambali is I think is probably the best pick for that for anti-Widow. Widow does have a few good points on the map, but most of it is really close. I would see Flaming Sushi on the Junkrat, frankly.
I agree with you. But one cool thing about Ramatra that I didn't see Zora do as much is just throwing a barrier in the Widow's face. You could do that as Ramatra. You can just throw the barrier on the sideline, and boom, the Widow's now has to move. You you see that often with Sigma players where they just throw a barrier in the sniper's face, and then they just have to move. I think that would have been a very useful thing for Zora to do on that Ramatra is just throw a barrier up so they can at least walk down main without getting sniped just from a standing Widow. But back to Shambali. Shambali, like you said, is very close quarters, but it's also a very vertical map. It has a lot of verticality
Hmm.
to it. So we may see the Pharah come out because it has a really high skybox.
I don't know. I would say that the Pharah, even though that is true,
We
I
do see
think.
Canner swap over. Ooh, Canner's
Oh,
coming out.
well, Canner's a Sigma.
Canner's the Sigma and a Reinhardt as well.
Yeah,
But Sigma,
interesting.
especially on this map, would be very, very. I'm surprised they didn't Canner didn't swap for Blizzard World because Sigma tends to do a little better on that map.
Yeah, I'm really not sure. I mean, is that a DOSP decision, I'm assuming?
I'm uncertain about, but when it comes to let's just focus on Shambali here. Sigma against basically probably probably either be Winston or maybe a Sigma from Riz if they're staying with the tank line that they are.
Yeah, I mean, I think they are gonna stay, especially with how close the first map was, and then how completely one-sided the second one was. And yeah, you could blame the map, but realistically, what's the biggest change? It's that you're swapping the tank with the DPS. I think Riz was doing okay on DPS, but mainly I just remember him doing being Torb and getting sort of destroyed a little bit. So I think Riz is definitely more comfortable on that tank. I think maybe SWOSU was just kind of testing the waters on Nepal. I think they might have even been expecting to lose Nepal, if they've seen Sac State at all. So I think it's almost, as they say in like Valorant, for instance, it was an eco round or a bonus of just trying to see what they could do. And frankly, they were able to eke out a win. So now they're riding that high. They're riding the momentum. Now let's switch to what we're really good at. Now let's go for absolute domination. So Sac State is gonna have to switch something up again. I think the Flaming Sushi Tracer, was probably the best decision that Sac State made. If you just look at the simple facts of they made SWOSU back up. they made the Widow slightly uncomfortable. But what happened? The Widow immediately, as soon as they got that point, the Widow set up on the far turret all the way in the back. And Sac State couldn't get anywhere near that Widow while also trying to focus the Ana, while also trying to focus. SWOSU was playing so spread apart that, and so far, really, that even if Flaming Sushi goes after one, you're leaving Owen and Dusty completely open to get sniped, to get jumped on.
One thing I did notice, especially I notice this a lot when I'm watching Blizzard World, is people just tend to walk down main. There is a side flank you can take that you can at least dodge the biggest point of the Widow sightline, which is those arches. You can at least go somewhat around it. I'm surprised Sac State didn't utilize that to funnel the supports through, so that way they at least don't have to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they also could have done something wacky like done Symmetra. I mean, you can go in that side and you can Symmetra point all the way to high ground, then wait, then Symmetra straight to point. I mean, you can stay in those little pockets without having to worry about it. But again, I think Sac State's biggest problem there was that they weren't worried about it. They weren't even thinking about, let's figure out how to hide from the Widow, because we saw they just kind of stared. And even the Mei, even Flaming Sushi on the Mei, still tried to do ego peeks. Was jiggling, sure, but was still trying to take that fight with the Widow. And I think that was the biggest sort of mindset problem that Sac State had there, was they just weren't thinking about how do we go out of the box to solve this problem. And I think, again, that can be attributed to the fact that they haven't had to think out of the box to solve problems before. They really have just been able to force the box into whatever they wanted. So
we are seeing the swap. So I think this is going to be a breath of fresh air for Sac State here. This is their second win. If Canner is able to get value on whatever kind of tanky plays out of the Sigma or the Reinhardt, probably the Sigma for this map, but who knows? That could potentially cause a swing in momentum, because Canner is an unknown element. What kind of tank do you think he's going to play? At least thinking of it from SWOSU's side, Canner is somewhat of an unknown element here. They were expecting the Orisa, the Zora, the Orisa, everything with that, but now that Canner's coming in, it kind of throws a spanner in the works until they can figure out what kind of gameplay what kind of game they're going to be playing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can also think about the fact that by swapping in Canner, Canner also has the added bonus of not being tilted from the previous game. Which I think is a big, when you have somebody that was not just pummeled, that can go, okay, guys, we can still do this. Sometimes that itself is enough, and it's kind of if we're all in a bad mood, but let's do it for the guy that isn't. And so, I mean, look, we're seeing Flaming Sushi do that Widow. We are seeing him
completely mirror comps here, completely mirror. Double sniper. It is double sniper.
Yeah.
Zen and Bap. Double sniper, Zen, Bap, and then the Sigma.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I said at the very beginning, Flaming Sushi needed that redemption. I kind of wanted the redemption to happen prior to being pummeled, but you know what, maybe that's even better. Maybe it's anger that is flooding through his veins now. You can see Canner doing exactly what you wanted. Yep. Canner is putting that shield up.
Yeah, you just throw the shield in the sniper's face and just pressure them. Create the space for your DPS line to shoot back. That is what you have to do.
Close. They could really go on this Widow right now. They're scared of the Hanzo, but they saw Widow was right there. Flaming Sushi playing very back. And Sac State's actually able to get around this corner. I'm actually shocked about that they gave up so quickly. They're waiting for Virus to get a pick. I really think that's their entire win condition.
They're fishing for a pick here. Virus did exactly that. Got Uno. But Canner still is just pumping in.
Well,
Virus gets Dustier. Gets Dusty, but
But
Sushi
look!
picks up Virus. Yeah!
Flaming Sushi killed him!
He did!
Was it a
he did.
headshot? No. But you know what? Is he
It doesn't
dead?
matter.
Yes.
It does not matter. What matters
Unfortunately,
is that he was
is
dead.
down though, so they do
But-
have to wait a little bit.
Now that the Widow is gone, the rest of Flaming Sushi can kind of play on this off angle a little bit and keep pressuring the support line. Because now that the Widow is gone, it will take some time for her to get back.
Well, the Widow's back.
Well, she is, but she is in a slightly less advantageous position. 'Cause
I
she's
don't
not
know though. Saxby isn't looking. They're not looking over
They're
to the
just
left.
walking forward. And Riz is getting second. Ooh, Sandara manages to pick off Sushi, but Dusty makes it a 1-to-1 trade with Riz. Canner catches Cairo out, and Uno's still just peppering this Widow with the
Widow
Hanzo
is-
shots.
I mean, this is far, far better than I expected from a mirror. I mean, Sac State is capping right now.
Virus did catch Dusty though.
But
just
it's
right there at
not
the end.
quick. It's
It
not
does
quick
that.
enough.
Yeah, it's not quick enough. It was a what's the word? Out of momentum pick, where it was just a pick where it just Sac State still has momentum here.
Pancakes changes to Ash. That's interesting. I think Pancakes was actually really, really good.
And
at
Sushi is
that-
now on the Pharah. We're having the Pharah Mercy come out.
Why?
I am cautious about this, but Canner is just being so aggressive against Riz here that he's just pushing him back.
Canner's so low.
ooh. But ONG still pumping in. Pancakes does catch out Flaming Sushi with Virus getting Dusty. The Gravitic
Double
Pulse
hit
does come out.
scan.
Ooh, double hit
Double
scan.
hit
Yep.
scan against Thera.
I don't think that was the
Why?
smartest play.
Why did they do this?
Virus is really aggressive here.
Of course he is, because now he knows that Sac State.
What?
Oh, mercy. Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. They're playing smart here. They're using the map geometry to their advantage by not forcing into the Widow
Virus
sideline.
just completely.
Ooh, Virus almost got picked off there by that Hanzo arrow. It came incredibly close. Virus is still just not with the rest of his team. But
But look, he's not dying.
he's not dying.
He's
But
allowed
the
to
rest of
just.
SWOSU
do this.
is dying.
Oh,
That's-
finally! Thank the Lord somebody turned around. I was fully expecting that to be.
That was a good play from Sac State because Virus got way too aggressive there. He had no support from the rest of his team. So Sac State could just push
Absolutely.
into the rest of his team.
But Sac State has never punished him before. Why not?
He's off the Widow.
Why wouldn't he?
Now he's off the Widow. He's now onto the Soldier. That's one of their win cons pretty much just gone now, at least changed. Let's see if the Bob does come out on the point. Oh, barrage. But Virus
They
did catch out Sushi on the barrage.
transfer the Bob.
They transfer the Bob, but Sac State did only use the barrage there.
Unfortunately, though, they're not able to cap this. Mercy better get out of here quick, because she's about to...
Yeah, she did. She got out. And Uno better back up as well.
Ooh,
Virus.
Uno gets Virus! You
Ooh,
gotta
that's-
push that! You gotta push that, Sac State!
You gotta
Push it.
go. You gotta go, guys. You gotta go.
They're waiting!
Where is our tank? Okay, there's Canner. He had just had an extra long respawn. But Virus did swap over to the Echo. That's a big anti coming out from SWOSU. Dragons come out. Riz is sectioned off. The Nano Boost comes out. The Dragons did manage to catch out Sundara, so that Discord Orb is now out of the fight. Pancakes goes down as well for Flaming
it's very
Sushi.
low here.
But also, this pretty much just Diva on this point. The Echo as well is still flying in the sky, but
Echo's very low over there. But look,
State's gonna get it.
SWOSU is putting so much time.
Yeah.
They were able to hold them off on that point for so long. Flaming Sushi very low there.
Almost got
Mercy's.
Sundara.
Ooh, yep, there it goes.
A bit too aggressive there, Flaming Sushi. Just a bit too aggressive. I think he should have played a little further back there, but he was trying to make space and trying to pick off Sundara, so somewhat understandable, but at the same time, you should have played just a little bit further back.
Thank God Flaming Sushi got off of that Pharah. I don't know about the Ash, though. I'm telling you, they're all on the ground. Virus goes to the Pharah. Virus says, I don't believe that you can hit me. Virus kills Uno, and Mercy reses, but Virus is just
Now it's just to see if Flaming Sushi can hit Virus in this guy.
Ooh, Canner.
Canner does go down. And now the rest of SWOSU can just push more here. Riz
Yeah,
on
Diva
that
goes
Diva.
for it.
Yeah, that Diva is still pumping in damage here. They do have the attack visor, so let's see if they use attack visor here in this next fight.
Ooh, a huge anti.
Huge anti catches out both the DPS of Sac State. And they're walking into a 4-ult fight here.
Yeah.
Banana boost, barrage. There it goes.
They gotta just let SWOSU kill him with that. Hope that they use more. Dusty's gonna probably die from this.
No, he's not. He got out.
Well,
both supports got out. And they do have the ult advantage now because they did use both the nano boost and the barrage, so they're gonna have the momentum here. Let's see if Sac State...
It's up to Flaming Sushi to kill the Pharah, though. I mean, so far I don't think Flaming Sushi has killed Pharah.
The dragons come out to try and zone off here, so they can push the car a bit more forward.
But
Pancake
Dusty goes
does
down.
Catch Pancake. Oh, frick! He managed to catch Dusty.
And there's
the gravitic flux does come out. Only manages to get nobody. The attack visor. Okay, Canner did get pancakes, but I think it's too little,
the rest
too late.
comes out. Doesn't matter.
It does not matter here.
Sac State used 2 ults there. Or no, sorry, only 1. But Uno did switch to Soldier.
They have to be they got to go hard here. They got to push.
Pharah's gonna have another barrage here.
Yeah, she is, but the Soldier will put a bit more pressure. The Guardian Angel does come out.
Ooh.
Alongside the Ant Matrix here to try and get some more damage. Bob comes out as well as a nice little zoning there. Pancakes is really low. The Diva Bomb. Ooh, that's a big Diva Bomb. Ooh, get Dusty.
Why?
The barrage.
Oh God.
Barrage on the point. What's left is pretty much just Sushi on the point here.
Yeah,
and the res comes out, and that's gonna be it. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Okay.
Man. Gosh.
Okay. That Farah is definitely a problem.
It sure is. Oh. You know, good news is it's exciting. Bad news is I think I have hypertension.
I can feel it, you know. You're fine. But let's go into this. Let's math this out here. Sac State has to hold them. They have to. How can they?
Not all the way.
Not all the way. They have a lot more wiggle room here. But what can they expect? The Pharah, for instance, because the Pharah did work. I think that's some
Pancakes is gonna go. Okay. All right. Here's the thing, Connor. The fact that Flaming Sushi did not go Junkrat even once on Shimbali, which is arguably one of the best, especially that second point where it makes that really quick turn. It's an incredible Junkrat. The fact that it didn't do that at any point is questionable to me. We're not gonna go Widow.
But we do have Flaming Sushi on the Soldier. And also ONG as well on the map. So they do have some range DPS pressure here for the Pharah. The thing is, they have no pressure for this Widow outside of Uno.
Yeah.
So it's going to be rough here. And the Pharmacy still just pumping in damage here. She can just peek around those corners. Pancakes didn't really stand that Widow for very long. Went back to the Hanzo. So let's see if they're able to...
Oh, Sigma gets knocked off. They're gonna have to...
play around corner here, but that's...
Big ante as well.
That is a big ante, but it was just on Canner, so that's not full. That ante is out. They did force OG to use that immortality. Another ante on Canner. Oh my god. They are just ante and Canner like it's no tomorrow.
Yeah, and I mean here's the problem.
Almost managed to catch Virus there. And then once Virus jumps in, the rest of the
Look, Zack Stage just completely switched right now.
Yep.
They're
They did manage to get 2 picks there. They managed to get Virus and Sundara as well as Pancakes. But this D.Va is just being an absolute thorn in the side of Zack State here.
Yeah, I would almost say that I would want the Sigma to switch, frankly. I think the Zack State's just getting split up too much, especially the fact that Bar can go on the left.
Oh, that's a big barrage and a nano boost as well, but only managed to catch up Flaming Sushi. So, it's a good pick, but not a lot for 2 ults there. 1 pick for 2 ults. That could have been better. Virus did okay, but he did get Uno as well.
Yeah.
Okay. The Kitsune Rush does come out, so Cantor can push forward a bit more and try and just fight this D.Va. There really isn't much that Sigma can do against the D.Va other than just rock her whenever she throws up her defense matrix. The bomb is online though.
Another big anti. Luckily the SWOSU is there.
There is the D.Va bomb. Didn't catch anybody, thank the Lord. There we go. But Cantor does have the Gravitic Flux now.
D.Va's very low. Could have rocked him out of that, but he missed.
There is the Gravitic Flux. He did demech him.
Hanzo is low.
Missing the Hyperspheres. Okay, there we go. There we go. And they did manage to stop the capture there.
I would have liked him to leave that baby D.Va, but that's alright. I mean, Zack State is able to,
They did manage to stop the capture.
Jeez. I mean, listen, we've got a minute left here to hold. Look at Zack State's ults versus SWOSU's though. They've got the barrage again. They're gonna have the nano. Nano barrage. It's gonna be up to
Uno though. That is huge.
They're gonna have to wait, but they're gonna have a mercy. Rocker.
Ooh,
He missed the rock.
Get down, Mr. President. That was quite literally a get down, Mr. President moment. That was some excellent teamwork from Riz managing to block that rock. That would have been
Flaming
really
Sushi very, very low here. There's the barrage.
But it caught it, but it didn't get anybody. It didn't get a single soul.
Oh, that's gonna be huge.
Yeah, both the DPS
Save your
SWOSU.
This is winnable. This is winnable for the first time.
It's winnable. They have 15 seconds. They are gonna
They're gonna have Bob and Soldier. They have a Sombra just to try to touch. Help Cantor.
The nano comes out on Riz. The Bob is probably gonna come out here on the point. If Uno will just throw it out.
Press Q!
There we go. Bob is out on the point. No need to yell. But the Tac Visor comes out as well. Force out the Wraith form. Cantor really capitalizing on the point here. As Sushi is able to get 2 with that Tac Visor. And they got it! They got it! They got it! Whoa! Oh! Holy cow! I told you they had to hold it, and what do you know? They held it. Greta, you okay? Have you died? All right, chat. I think she is dead. So I'll preside over the rest of this stream. So, welcome back to the land of the living. So, how's your heart?
There was a lot of things there that could have gone very wrong.
But it
and
didn't.
I think for the first time in the last hour that we've been here, what could have gone wrong did not go wrong for Sac State.
Yep, and I told you that Cantor is going to be the second wind here. Didn't I say that?
You did, though I don't know that Cantor was what really did it much. I mean, honestly, the Sigma was kind of a questionable thing.
It's a change in the mindset. It's a change in tilt levels now. Now that they won a map, it's possible. It's possible.
It is possible. As long as Virus is not on Widow, it's possible.
But now we're gonna go to push
Right, which means
Widow.
Widow.
Unless it's Coliseum.
You can still do Widow and
You can still
Coliseum.
do Widow and Coliseum, but
A
there
lot of people do Widow and Coliseum.
that's true. But Coliseum especially favors Brawl above all because you can just throw a Orisa Javelin down the main point. You can just do that. It does favor Brawl. Just overall, the game mode does. But you can still run Widow. That's the problem. The win
Right.
con is still there.
And we've seen them Widow into Brawl, and the Widow has just been able to pick off the
But
Ramatra. So
now we're not seeing Canner swap. I think they're gonna stick on Poke for the time being. Because it's working. It is definitely working.
I mean, you can say that for sure.
It forced them off. It forced them off the Widow and onto the Pharah, because Canner could just threw the barrier in the snipers' faces. Like I said, that's what Sigma does really good against these snipers. He just throws a barrier in their face and they can't do anything. They have to move. It forces them to move from their preferred spot, right?
Yes. Yes. That is correct. I am still, I think, in a flux state where I am still, I think I might have PTSD from Ash getting so low and not pressing Q until the last. I never in my life have I felt such a visceral reaction to another person playing Overwatch. If our BAP, if ONG did not press E and make that immortality field, Bob would not have shown up.
He would not have. He would not have.
Man. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see which push map they pick. I mean, I think we've seen them on New Queen Street.
Yeah, New Queen Street. That's the map.
Yeah.
I have also seen Esperanza.
Say that one more time. What was that?
Esperanza. The Portuguese one.
Oh, Portugal #1. Giga in the chat. Got it. Yeah, I
Yes,
mean,
that one. I was making a joke about how the announcer pronounces it, and it just
no, it went here, but then I went. Anyway, point is, it's going to be very interesting to see whether this momentum shift is whether Sac State is able to take that. I mean, again, Sac State is in a interesting position that they haven't been in for a very long time, where they're down a map that could have been the end, and even now they've still got 2 maps to win. I
this
mean,
isn't the
Sac
first
State,
time they've had this happen. It
but
happened with
it's been a
UH
while.
Horizon. Actually, it happened like 3 weeks ago with UH Horizon, or 4 weeks ago with UH Horizon.
Out of a best of 5, though?
They went to the final map against UH Horizon. That was when they were the top seed. They went to map 5.
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't the first time they've had to. It isn't exactly the same because Sac State had won the first 2 maps, then UH Horizon won those next 2 maps, and then 5th map. It isn't exactly the same, but it isn't the first time Sac State's gone to a map 5 here.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
difference
the difference is that momentum. I mean, again, Sac State is used to, if they win. I mean, gosh, the last 2 weeks, three, it was more than 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was like 4
Yeah.
or 5 weeks ago, but
The
point still
last
stands.
3 weeks, I've been done casting by like an hour for all 3 maps.
Yeah,
Genuinely. It has been so quick of Sac State just going in, capping it, getting out. And this is the first time in, again, a while that Sac State is back on the other foot and trying to now make it a marathon, not a sprint. I mean, I think Sac State having the fact that we have Canner, the fact that we have Zora and Canner able to swap out is a really good thing for Sac State to be able to keep that, like you said, second wind that turns into a third wind and a fourth wind and a fifth wind. But uh, it's really up to Sac State and specifically, I think, our DPS to keep that momentum and to keep the sort of good vibes, if you will, because everything could change. Again, they just need one map.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And
They
we
just
all
need
go
one map.
home.
And
So,
the thing with what's it called, with push, the overtime is very very easy to stop.
yes, it is.
All you just need to do
Absolutely.
is walk off the robot. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, yeah. But push also, I think, has a lot of luck involved in a weird way.
It does.
Um, that I think it could be a good thing for Sac State, especially as long as Uno doesn't fall into the pit. I think we're good. And guess what? It's New Queens.
Yep, New Queen
Um,
Street. Oh boy, we're going to Canada.
and
Awesome.
more specifically, Pancakes is out and Max Witherman is in.
We
This is
are
the
gonna.
first time that we're seeing Max.
I have some notes on Matt actually. That if you want to hear the infamous notes here.
Well, go on.
All right, Max. He's known for playing Genji, Reaper, Cassidy, Soldier, and the Junkrat. Out of the lot of them, it's probably be the Cassidy. Out of the lot of them, because it's New Queen Street, so it's probably
Mhm.
going to be the Cassidy. Maybe the Genji, if they try to play a bit more dive.
I, for our sake, I hope they play dive because I think their dive is punishable. Um, uh, I think the Cassidy is probably a good bet, especially if they're keeping Virus on the Widow, and sort of Cassidy's able to have more point presence, than a Genji is because Genji's too busy chasing things. So I mean, I think it could be interesting. Uh, we're looking at, I believe they're still doing a bio break.
Yeah,
Um,
I think they're still on break here, so
yeah, but the question is, just like Canner, is Max Witherman gonna give them a second wind, right? Could this be the
that's the
swap?
thing. The problem is though is that when we've seen pancakes, it's been on sniper maps, right? Sniper maps they lean into the ability of the sniper more so than any other. On maps like New Queens, when you have DPS that isn't a sniper, like a Cassidy or a Soldier or Genji, you're more leaning into how effective the team can capitalize on what you're doing. The sniper gets a pick and immediately you have an advantage. The Cassidy pressures people at a distance. You pressure. That's what they're very good at. So it's a completely different style of play, and it could just be it can throw a spanner in the works for all we know. But I just think it's an interesting call.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have nothing really to lose, right? Worst
Mm-hmm.
case, they lose this map, and we're
Go to
going to,
map 5.
yeah, map 5. I mean, I think they're also maybe giving Pancakes a little time. Maybe Pancakes is on a little bit of a tilt or something for all we know, and this is a chance for him to take a breather in case it goes to map 5. Um, you know, it's really hard without knowing sort of the dynamics of the team and knowing what's going on in their heads right now.
One thing I
Uh,
can say though is Max is their mainline DPS. Pancakes is the sub. That's what I
yeah,
can say.
and that's the interesting question then, right? Is usually subs are meant to be subs, not played first, right? And so what was the reason for having pancakes? Obviously, like you said, the sniper maps, but I think, I mean, pancakes was also playing things that weren't necessarily snipers. Um, and so
Maybe they just wanted to. Maybe they used pancakes as. Maybe Max couldn't. Maybe Max had something to do with. Maybe he had something to do. Maybe something came up.
maybe he was playing League like that other guy was.
Oh my gosh. Why are you making fun of the green team again? Or the GFU or whoever it
Was
was?
it GFU? I
I
don't
think it
remember.
was, but I forget. The
I don't
point I'm
know
trying
either.
to make is I am cautiously optimistic here because the thing with when you're swapping in pieces that they haven't played just yet is that it can either be a hit or a miss. And if it's a miss, you either have to backtrack and then you're already tilted, or you stick with it and potentially lose. Right? That's if it's a miss. If it's a hit, well then we're done, right? We go home.
Yeah, I mean, we're about to see really.
Yeah, we are.
Um, New Queen Street.
So, this map, classic U-shaped design, so it does favor the dive comp a bit. It also the brawl can be really good on this map as well because the sightlines aren't as unobstructed. They aren't as straight line. They're kind of more manageable for you to push forward it through because they kind of have like horseshoe designs where they go whoop 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 whoop, kind of like a snake.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Okay,
I missed that. I was drinking. What was that?
let me rephrase this.
No, no,
The
no, no. What is? I
I
missed it.
cannot
I'm sure it was
repeat
great.
it.
What was it?
I cannot repeat it, but
I heard
uh,
something like a whoop, 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 whoop.
you have this kind of
I
map
thought
can
it
be
was my
played with both
toothbrush at first.
dive and can be played with brawl as well because this map the sightlines aren't as unobstructed. They're not as straight line. Just you look down this point, you have this sight line. You have a lot of stuff in the way like street signs, buses, other stuff like that, and there's a lot of like natural cover you can use. So the sight lines aren't as what's the word
We
friendly
have Uno on Sombra, and we have a Pharmacy. Pharmacy is great into their comp.
because
I think,
they're running a junk clean brawl. It looks like.
yeah, I mean, look, they're going on the Ana right there. That's huge.
Is
They got the Ana already.
already, and they have no range DPS take care of this far up.
I, I, I think State. I think SWOSU was not expecting Sac State to feel that confident after their, with Farah, especially with Virus. Virus goes down.
Uno gets virus. Dang. Okay, Cairo did manage to catch Canner out, but Farah still could just play completely unchallenged because they don't have any range DPS. Well, now that I say that, Virus does swap over to the soldiers, so now they at least have something to pressure.
Yeah, I would sure hope he does. I mean, the thing about push though, the problem is, look, they've won these fights, but look, the robot has not moved barely at all, and that's the joys of New Queen Street, and more specifically push.
And now we have double hit scan DPS, but Riz got sectioned off from the rest of his team there.
Brig is also low. Brig goes down.
And Max.
Mercy, where are you?
Okay, Uno did manage to make it a 1-1 here by catching out the support line, and Max as well.
This is a different team we are seeing. Sac State is playing with that confidence that we know and love from them.
I think they have gotten back into their groove here. I think now it's gonna be we're gonna have some interesting plays because there is still the double hit scan DPS coming out from SWOSU, so Flaming Sushi has to play more with the map geometry here. But Dusty, hello? Okay, Kitsune Rush does come out from ONG alongside the Valkyrie. Flaming Sushi. They managed to catch out Virus. I am starting to notice that the rest of Sac State is managing to capitalize. That is a big barrage. Manages to catch out Max Witherman and section off Riz from the rest of his support line. They would just get melted. But ONG is just clicking on bodies right here.
Everybody's clicking.
This
is incredible for Sac State. They're doing it. The boys are doing it.
They are playing the video game. Yes, they are.
And look at those ults, like Sac State, I mean, they use the barrage and everything. Kitsune Rush.
Big EMP! Manages to catch out. And as well, the Primal comes out. The attack visor is out. is trying to get somebody, but it hasn't gotten anybody just yet. It almost got the support line of Sac State.
Dusty got very low there.
He did. But
Get the BAP.
Virus goes down again. But Uno just on the Sombra. The high noon comes out.
It gets nobody.
It gets absolutely nobody, and Virus swaps over to the Bastion to try and melt the monkey when he dives. Dusty got picked off by Max Witherman alongside Flaming Sushi because he didn't have his pocket.
Yeah, I mean, but look at how far Sac State has pushed it. I mean, with the way push is, all they have to do is just live for 6 minutes, really.
Immediately, we see them swap off the Pharmacy now that they've got the Cassidy managed to capitalize on them. They swapped over to the Cassidy of their own, and this is what I wanted to see. Flaming Sushi has been known to be pretty explosive on that Cassidy, and Dusty on the Ana will be very, very effective at keeping that Bastion at play, because once he goes into turret form, you can just sleep him. And
Diva is antied there.
Yeah.
Get the
monkey
Diva.
did
Ooh, monkey's very low.
Almost went down there, but Virus does manage to pick out.
Everybody is so low.
That was just way too much at way too.
Now Anna's alone. Oh, huge sleep.
Nice sleep there. Dusty manages to just barely make it out. By the skin of his teeth.
You know, I would love to see a Junkrat here. I would love to see that Junkrat just spam down. They've got the Diva, but with that Bastion, there's so much damage. The monkey into the Bastion.
Max is really low there, but oh, this is a perfect opportunity to EMP.
There it is. All of them.
Everybody. Oh my
But the Bastion is pumping out damage. That Bastion is acting like a tank itself. Never say that again, Connor. Never ever say that word to me.
He is. You said it first, but
I didn't say it like that. Monkey is so low, getting out, but barely. Probably gonna. Yep.
Died to the artillery.
Yeah, I'm gonna need Canner to switch off this monkey, or do something. The Bastion is just too strong.
One thing I think you could possibly do is, the Sigma. Sigma's a good call against this Bastion because you could just eat his turret form with the graph. You can just eat it, and you gain a lot of shield from it.
Yeah, I mean, look at that though. They've got to push it pretty far.
They do.
And already 2 minutes are off of that clock. Ooh, Flaming Sushi getting
really
peppered.
The high noon is in play, so Sushi can try and zone out here if he wants to make some space for Sac State. Speak of the devil, and there he shall appear. Manages to catch out Cairo.
But Sundra gets Uno!
And Virus on the off angle here. The nano boost comes out, but the immortality field is just kind of nullifying its value here. But they did stabilize. That's what matters. They did stabilize around this corner. Ooh, the wall is
very low.
Oh, what's going on? I think it's mouse died for a second.
Yeah, I don't. Owen actually plays on controller. I don't know if you know that.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Gravitic
Anna's just ignoring Cassidy. I gotta be honest.
Ooh, there goes the artillery. Catches out ONG. The Dia bomb does come out. Oh, it's gonna catch nobody, but because it was a little too high. And the Bastion just still pumping out the damage here.
Yeah, again, they've got to do something. The Sigma is still getting Uno goes to
Ooh, 10 health there from Uno. That was really close there. Okay, they've
got to kill the Mercy.
They also got demech this Diva as well. Uno in the back line by himself. Almost did not make it out of that alive. Flaming Sushi is on the Sojourn. They did demech the Diva. Now they just gotta try and find this Bastion and pick him off. Yep, there he is.
Huge death blossom by Uno.
Catches both Cairo and Max Witherman. And now Sac State can just push off. But now they have the robot advantage here. The robot advantage. Never thought I would say that. But they can just push this fight back to a stage where it's a bit more advantageous for their comp as opposed to SWOSU Blue. Because that Diva really plays well around the corners and around where she can just just do that defense matrix on the point. The window does come out. That's a big window, but that's gonna be a lot of shields for Canner to absorb through the window. That's a lot of shields. The rest and Sac State's support line is still just completely safe here. The window does come out. It's going to force the rest of SWOSU to keep off of the main line here, because if they did, they do not want to walk into that window, especially with ONG and the
And don't walk into
Virus just barely managed to catch out Dusty there, but
Dusty helped Virus out there.
That Mercy.
Owen's gonna.
Yeah, the Mercy damage boost.
Yep, Owen goes down there.
Yep. But Canner's still on the point. Still just.
Canner needs to die or get out.
Yep. Die.
And he dies.
He dies. But they did waste a lot more time. Now we've only got a minute left.
Yes, though now they don't really have to push very far. I mean,
that is
we're
true.
getting into the questionable time. They're gonna start pushing here.
But we do have the nano and the Death Blossom in play. So if they can manage to figure out and find out and section off this bastion, they're free to just completely. The window comes
goes out.
Ooh! Virus managed to catch out Dusty there with the window. The Gravitic Flux coming out. Manages to catch 2. That's a big flux, but didn't get any picks though. That's unfortunate.
Oh, Canner gets very low.
Canner's
no
getting very
immortality field. Oh, help!
Regen burst! Regen burst! Regen burst! Regen burst! Oh, gee, regen! Yeah, there you go. There you go. Keep Canner alive. Keep Canner alive. Let Sushi heal for the diva. There you go. There's the nano. Nano on Canner is on the point. He's still there. He's still there. Oh,
huge!
That's a big rock.
Action goes down, and this is overtime. Sac State wins it right here.
They've got to. They've got to get it.
They definitely do. They definitely do.
Got it.
It's done.
Walk off the robots. Just walk off the robot. Let it time out. 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 Yes, they got it.
We are to a best of 5 in the
We are going to a map 5. Holy cow.
Man.
Holy cow.
This is the first time I am sweating casting a Sac State game.
This is reminding me of the UH Horizon game all over again. I'm loving every second of it, baby. Map 5.
Owen with the play of the game right here.
Yeah, because he got like, what, 3 people?
He got 3 kills. Man.
Oh my god.
Pardon me.
Holy cow. Let's decompress here with what happened. Let's run through what happened here, just play by play. Why do you think Sac State was able to hold that? Just they was able to they got a lot of advantage very early on, and they just kind of, in my opinion, they just kind of they leveraged that.
Yeah, I've got to be honest. The reason why Sac State was able to hold it was because Virus started off on the Tracer. It's that simple. SWOSU just did the wrong call as far as what they thought Sac State was going to run. Sac State pulled out the Pharmacy and was able to get it all the way that it did simply on the first couple of fights, which is part of why push maps are so luck-based, because they were able to push that robot all the way almost to the end simply based on those first couple of team fights. And then even after SWOSU went to the double hit scan, they were still able to get picks on those double hit scan. I mean, so they won probably 3 or 4, 3.5 fights to push that robot all the way at the very beginning. Remember, we were on 6 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. By the time SWOSU was able to capitalize on the Pharah, they had to switch off, right? Mm-hmm. We went to 6 minutes that they had to push that, and SWOSU was going to start. SWOSU got it almost to that end in 6 minutes, and the Bastion was just ripping through Sac State. But because Sac State had made that right call at the very beginning, they had such a buffer at the beginning, or at the end rather, and they were able to just save their ults for that end. And I think that's a big reason why people hate push so much is when you're on the other side of that, it really feels like there's nothing you can do because that was simply bad luck.
Mm-hmm. Especially given how close the skill levels of these two teams are.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're at map 5. This is great for Sac State when you think about the momentum, when you think about how they were getting tilted an hour ago
Mm-hmm.
at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we're at an hour and 40 minutes and they've been winning the last 40 minutes. So how how can I mean Sac State is just on a high at this point and we know that when Sac State is confident, when Sac State is able to just press W and feel it and all be on the same team and the same wavelength, Sac State is able to just run into teams. And again, Virus on the Tracer, Virus really thought that Flaming Sushi was going to try to run the Widow. And unfortunately, the role didn't pay out. I mean, that's kind of what it is. And I'm grateful for it, frankly.
Mm-hmm. I I am very grateful to that. And unfortunately, we are going to be going to a short break here while we sort out some issues on our end and sort out some issues with the players here. So we'll see you guys in a few minutes.
It is map 5 of our best of 5 in the semifinals of the NECC Pacific Frontier Challengers division. Sac State Gold versus SWOSU Blue. It has been absolutely electric. A back and forth started off as a complete pummel on SWOSU's behalf, and all of a sudden Sac State came up with Canner, really. Canner is out, though. Zora is back in, and Max Witherman is out for Eden. So Max only played a single map there. And you said that was their main DPS, so...
From what I've seen from their other games, it was, but I could have been wrong. They may have changed things. Either way, Eden is their other main is one of their other main DPS, because technically Virus, according to their scheduling, is their main tank, but it's funky. I don't know what's going on with their structure. Either way, point still stands. Eden. From what I know about him, plays kind of similarly to what Max does. Cassidy, Ashe, Reaper, Tracer, Widow.
What about a May?
A May, I think that's more just the map they're on.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Boy, I would love to see Flaming Sushi.
Oh
no, the virus went to Bastion.
It's Bastion time, baby. But Zora is on the Orisa, and this is a pretty good map for Orisa because she can just play around the corners there. The problem is that
one gets very low.
He does, and they are still running that that Zen, so that Discord orb is still gonna be really strong. He still has he has used Sentry. So they are
Dustin gets low.
They are playing very smart your Sac State, not playing into the Sentry. The Maywall manages to section off people. Zora
gets let. They both go down. Man, the Bastion and the Discord orb just
that Discord
shreds.
Is scary. That Discord is really scary.
Virus on Bastion, huh?
Virus on Bastion. I think... Yeah. I think...
Sac State isn't switching.
We do see Sushi on the Reaper.
Sushi was on the Reaper.
But let's... Let him cook. Let him cook.
Let him cook.
Yeah, let him cook.
Sac State started to go high ground, decided not to.
The May wall keeping that Bastion... threat. Okay, the Tentry mode does come out. That was a crucial immortality there. They used the Bastion form there. Ooh, the window comes out. As the rest of Sac State just keeps going down. Riz gets 2. The Blizzard comes out. He's gonna get Riz. Riz goes down. That Blizzard really swung the fight back, but unfortunately it's just Uno left on the point.
It doesn't matter, yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Man, and look, SWOSU has all of their ults but window. At 56%, I mean, it's not looking good. Flaming Sushi switches to the Pharah, but you also don't have a Mercy.
You don't have a Mercy, but the kind of range DPS is pretty much just Bastion.
Right, and Bastion's really good.
The problem is that is a crucial May wall there, but also the immortality. Oh, and manages to catch out Eden. And Dusty is just stalling here on the turret form here. As Zora
Sushi goes down.
Yeah, Flaming Sushi does go down, but they are just pushing on Virus. I think that was the right call. As Uno is just stalling out Riz here on the Zara, keeping him distracted. They got it.
Ooh, Zora is very low though.
Zora is very low, but Sundara did go down, so now it's just Riz.
But they get it to overtime.
They did.
Again, all they have to do is that single Blizzard, really, and they cap it.
You do see a swap up to the Echo. Okay, that's a
Echo Mercy.
Echo Mercy. That's it's concerning, but it's a lot less concerning than the Zen Bastion in my mind, because Echo's really strong. She is very strong, but if you don't play her game, she doesn't have a lot of direct value. Never mind, I stand corrected.
Yep, and there's Zora goes down.
Yep, and Zora goes down as well.
We're gonna need a huge blizzard here, but
got one.
there's their blizzard.
Counter blizzard.
Only the Mei
Pretty
gets
much
caught
just
in it,
ONG.
but yeah.
Yep,
And that's gonna be it.
That's gonna be map number 1. Okay.
Man, the virus bastion really is something to be dealt with.
Zora's just stalling a little bit, but
Yeah, I mean,
it was
they had
worth a
already
shot.
gotten the.
Yeah. I think the swap to the pharmacy was a little too late.
Yeah, they should have done it immediately.
Yeah. I think it was a little too late. But we still have a game to go. This is going to come down to the wire here. I can feel my heart palpitating right now.
Yeah, it is up to Sac State right now. They're on the back foot. All of that momentum that they had, it's up to them to sort of scrounge that up.
Okay, Uno on the Ashe. That's Uno can pump some damage numbers out on the Ashe. Uno can do work on the Ashe.
I mean, we were seeing Flaming Sushi on the Ashe earlier, so this is looking great for Sac State just as far as comp-wise.
Yeah. They have a Pharmacy, and then it's a Zarya mirror here. Alongside the support line mirror. It's just a DPS difference here. So let's see who wins the DPS duel. Eden's getting pressured out by the Pharmacy. Oh, what?
Ooh,
what? What? I feel like I just had a stroke there for a minute. What was that? What did I just see? Did he just fly straight into a Mei wall?
Yeah, and he looked a little confused by it. And there goes Sushi.
But he did manage to they managed to make it a 1-to-1 trade with Sundara, which is a good trade because that Mercy is crucial.
Zora's so low. Zora goes down.
And they did use the res on Flaming Sushi.
Unfortunately, SWOSU did get the point from all this. I feel like they could have been fighting on the point.
They could have, but the only advantage that Sac State did get out of that was that they managed to get Virus there. Ooh, Sushi got Cairo!
Yeah, but the Mercy's gonna res.
The res, but all that's left is pretty much Riz. Riz goes down to Uno! And Cairo's probably just gonna go down again here.
But look, they've gotten it to 26% when really Sac State was winning the fight. They could have made sure that the fight was on the point and gotten...
Uno catches out Eden. That's a good pick now because now it buys some extra time for Sac State on this point.
Extra time that they need because they gave him the point so early.
Yep. I told you Uno is really can do really good on this Ashe, and he is putting in work on the Ashe. We do have the support ults on Sac State, so they do have the ult advantage alongside Flaming Sushi with the barrage. We do see Virus swap over to the Tracer.
No, that's Eden on the Tracer.
It's Eden on the Tracer, yeah. No, Virus is still on the Echo. My mistake. I expect to see the Tracer for... Oh, they are diving this. Ooh,
Eden goes down!
That is a huge pick. Because they tried to really just push. Ooh, ONG getting really low there. But Uno catching Virus out. He did manage to farm out a
Flaming Sushi goes down.
Yep, but the res keeping him in this fight. And that is essentially just a pretty decent res because
Virus goes to Sombra.
To try and keep Flaming Sushi out of this guy, I think. Or to help dive this Ashe.
The BAP, probably.
Actually, that's a good that is a good point. The Valkyrie does come out. That's a big grab, gets 3, but the bomb manages to catch up Eden.
And Sac State cleans it up from that.
They did.
Mercy's very low. And look at
there we
all
go.
Of that. Zora is just juiced.
He is, man. We had to let them cook, and now they're cooking. They're cooking with gas. That's what they're cooking with. And Riz
yeah, they switched the ball to try to touch.
To touch here, and with the Lucio, but it's not going to be enough as they catch both Virus and Sundara, who were on the points, and just Riz.
And Zora has the grab.
Yeah, Pulse Bomb manages to
grab him off point. Yeah.
That is correct. There's the grab. Got Riz, and that's going to be it. Probably. unless Cairo on that, yeah, no, that's gonna be it. Okay, nope,
And
Lucio.
Sac State
That's gonna be it. How many times do
bringing
I
it.
have to say that? Gosh dang.
We are at the furthest you can go. We are even on the Antarctic Peninsula. We are on the 5th map of a best of 5. It is down to the wire for these semifinals for the chance to win the championship next week. I mean, both teams are just putting up a heck of a fight. I mean, this is what you like to see as much as my cholesterol doesn't. This is what I was begging for.
Do you think we are going to get a swap off the pharmacy for this map because Farah isn't as good because of how close the ceiling is? But doesn't seem like it actually. We're still getting the pharmacy. Okay, I mean.
Versus the Bastion.
Zen. Bastion Zen again. That Bastion Zen is really scary because the amount of damage that Bastion can put out.
Yeah.
And also, they are essentially running double hit scan DPS with the Bastion and the Cassidy. So. But Sac State was able to be very aggressive here on the start.
May's gonna get.
Ooh. Did force out the ice block, but the wall is still live. And Flaming Sushi gets the first pick on Sundara. That's a really big pick early on as Zora capitalizes and manages to pick out Eden. Cairo is getting really
very low.
Is getting very low, but the Bastion is still alive. Zora managed to catch Virus. Cairo as well. Cairo is just pretty much the only person left
Go on,
here.
hit him. There we go.
There
Ooh,
we go.
2 HP. 2 HP with that.
That was close. 2 HP in a dream.
My ultimate is
Okay.
And Sac State have capped it first.
They have capped it first. Oh, Virus swap. Now we're getting a Far Mercy mirror here. Sushi versus what?
Where's your mercy?
What? Why did you wait? What did he try to concuss his way out of that? Because he concussed himself back into the enemy team.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know.
Zora desperately needs.
Did manage to catch out Virus. That's big because the pharmacy is a big source of damage there.
Especially.
Well, when she managed to catch out Cairo, the Valkyrie is out, but it's not really gonna help very much.
69 energy. Sac State is holding this. Eden goes down as well by Uno. Uno is just pumping in.
Yeah, he is switched on.
Uno is just
Sundara.
sniping him. Uno is electric right now.
He is on a whole other level, and the Blizzard managed to catch out Riz.
Dusty whips out the Glock. Everybody is. We are at 60%, and we have Grab, we have Window, we have Barrage.
Yeah.
I mean, SWOSU does have
Window and
roughly
High Noon, but
four ults, but we're gonna be going into last fight territory soon. By the time they press Q, if Sac State can ult early,
that is the Window comes out. Riz got caught out with the Maywall. That's a huge Maywall, denying the value from that Window. Sushi, Flaming Sushi got caught out by Eden as the Rez manages to catch Riz. That's a huge barrage from Virus, swinging this fight back in the favor of SWOSU.
but look, we're at 96%.
96%.
We still have to grab, and they have no ults. Well, they're gonna have to grab soon, but I mean,
no
90.
and Dusty is
they're gonna
closer
have
to the Valkyrie.
They're gonna have to grab.
They're gonna have to grab. All Sac State has to do is win one fight. That's all they have to do in order to swing this back. All they have to do is get one pick here. There we go.
Gets the pick on Eden.
He gets the pick on Eden. That's huge.
Are they gonna res? They do it.
Holy gee! Oh my gosh, man! Man, wow.
This is looking incredible. This is it. This is it.
This is it. Sac State gets points. And that is going to be it.
Sacramento State wins the semifinals, is going to the finals, the championship next week.
Sweep. Holy cow. How? That was nutty. That was nutty Overwatch. That is some of the closest Overwatch I have ever seen from both teams. Oh my gosh.
I don't
I-
even know what to say.
I think I share the sentiment of just being utterly speechless. But what I can
Especially when they won that first map on Antarctic Peninsula, I thought for sure it was gonna be it, and Sac State swung the momentum back around. I mean, just
Yep.
the resilience of Sac State for being pummeled as hard as they were, just absolutely destroyed the first couple, and then somehow Canner comes in and completely changes the momentum. Zora comes back in and is able to just
Carry on with that.
finishing
with that
up.
Zarya. Yeah.
Absolutely. Especially,
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just, it's one of those things where, you know,
It's
where when you can't, when you
Yeah.
can't, you can't even imagine the type of, like, what's going on in those voice chats. But guess what? We
Well,
actually can imagine it. And that's because we have Zora here, fresh.
for a reason. So,
Yeah.
but I gotta ask, with the Zarya, what was the difference between the Zarya versus the Orisa? Because there's not a lot of difference in terms of play from the two, since they both are very brawly. But
Yeah.
why did the Zarya work versus the Orisa not?
I think it's because just mentally, I play a lot more aggressive with the Orisa, and usually the aggressive playstyle helps a lot. And my supports able to keep up with that. No hate to my supports, they weren't able to keep up today because just the enemy team is great with like flanking and putting pressure on our supports. The other team was really really good. You don't go up 2-0 for nothing. Um, so when I play Zarya, I play a lot more back. I still like to take fights, but the bubbles kind of like the rhythm of the bubbles helps me keep my aggression. But also I'm able to help people like the Far Flaming Sushi get good barrages off. I'm able to enable my team while also holding myself back on a leash. With the Rissa, I'm usually the one pushing forward a lot, but as you see in that last like point, my team was the one like really in front of me, and I was just kind of bubbling them if needed. But yeah, I think just the difference is just the mental thing where I put myself on a rhythm with the bubbles, and that helps me kind of just not feed as much. Which I got to work with Larissa, which is I'm working with a coach for that. But yeah,
Well, it's pretty succinct there. But
yeah.
can you give us some insight, like what's up with what was going on with Uno in that first game? Because he just didn't have any good luck at all in the first game. Like, what happened?
Yeah, yeah, I think it just a little bit nerves got to us. That first point that we started out on, that's usually not really a great point for us. That's usually like last point. We do like starting out on village a lot. Like that's great, but even then, just being down a map going on village, it tanked us. I think it took a lot longer for us to like come online this match, but Uno's always been like a very consistent person. And as the tank, he's usually a DPS that's kind of like tasked of being next to me. And I think when I'm doing bad and I can't really bail him out, he also would do the same. But also he just had some certain blunders, that accidental fall, um, kind of like set the tone for that entire map. And I don't know, but all I can say is Uno, great. He's amazing. Last point, May, you know, fucking great. But first point, a lot of stuff to work on, but we'll get into that with VODs.
Yeah, certainly. Is there anything you would like to say, Corona?
I mean, yeah, what was going through you guys' minds the moment Virus switched from tank to DPS? What was going on
Um,
there?
we see a lot of that. We saw that Virus and Riz were swapping a lot. Like in between maps, they would swap. Um, we were kind of anticipating a little bit more of a brawly style, with Riz being the tank. But not the brawl style. We were expecting a brawl style, but the brawl style they brought wasn't what we scouted their comps like pre-game or like this entire week, and we saw that they playing Junker Q with Riz. Um, so um we knew that I would be put back in for that one because I feel like I could like I said I usually am in for brawl, but honestly like it's just scary because like it's a double threat kind of guy, and it must be really good if he's like really good on tank and really good on DPS, which I can only respect. So nothing but honestly fear when they swapped, but we pulled through.
Was there fear though? Because I gotta say, on Blizzard World, you guys kind of disrespected his widow. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody was looking at him. It
Nobody.
wasn't until Flaming Sushi turned to Tracer that anything sort of switched. But he
Yeah.
got a pick on a couple people there.
No, like that would have won in Blizzard World, and that's constant. That's one thing that we have a weakness towards is those like just pokey comps. You'll see that a lot of the times. Pokey comps are the death of us, especially Widow. Widow, personally, I like have really strong feelings towards Widow, and there's even times where like I almost throw by like just looking at the Widow only, because like as a tank I'm supposed to be looking at what's in front of me. The other tank, their DPS, but at a certain point, like the Widow's doing so much to our team that you have to look at her. But yeah, that's one thing that we need to work on. But I just think when we go into map picks, just stuff that's not as long ranged, not as long sight lines. That's what we tend to do.
Well, what is your plan? You guys have a single week and then it's in complete finals. What are you guys looking forward to? What do you think you can expect from the finals?
Um, Honestly, those two teams are like actually like extremely good, and I'm deathly afraid of going up, and I've got to do a lot more preparation than I've been doing going into next week. Uno Black or UNO Black is the only team to have beat us in the regular season. That was week 1. And Horizon is the only team besides today to bring us to 5 maps. Actually, they almost reverse sweep us. I don't remember what week it was, but we were down 0-2. Oh, no, we were up 2-0. They brought it back 2-2, and then that last map, we 3-2, we won. But those are the second and third seeds. This is the 5th seed, and you see how much we struggled. So it doesn't come easy. It doesn't come easy at all. So I think going into next week, a lot more. I'm doing a lot more self-reflection because those first 2 maps were just unacceptable on me. Um, Kind of playing a lot more rank because for me, and it shows, I don't play a lot of ranked Overwatch. I play for my team and I play to rank pretty much, but I don't touch the game a lot outside of scrims and games. So just kind of really putting in the practice, giving my team the respect that they need when it comes to them putting in the same amount of work that I need to put in. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited because any team loves a good chance at finals, and no matter what, we come second place, which I think is you got to look on the bright side. But I'm a very competitive person. I will beat myself up a lot if we lose, and if it's because of me, I will not play Overwatch for like the next 2 months. But um, I think I'm excited. I'm excited. I think we can win, and I think we're going to win.
Well, that's pretty confident. And how about this? I got a bet for you. If you
Mhm.
guys do manage to win it, I'll buy you in and out one time. Just as a bet.
Okay, I'll let the
Just
team know. Let the
yeah,
team know.
got some motivation for you.
Gotcha. Well, I don't know what I'm playing for. I know
Yeah.
what I'm playing for.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah,
you do
who
it.
cares about the finals? It's
Yeah,
just
no,
about
no,
the
no.
in and out, for
It's about
sure.
Exactly.
food. It's about
Exactly.
free food. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything you want to shout out? Anything you want to say
Um,
while we got you here?
I'm gonna shout out every person on my team individually. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but I'm gonna try to go as fast as possible.
Go.
Connor, you're an amazing person. You are an amazing tank. I need to learn a lot more from you. You are great. Thank you for saving my ass pretty much. Owen, Owen is an amazing support. Today he was a little suffocated, so I wouldn't judge his gameplay on today. But he's an amazing support, an amazing human. He always like outside of scrims and everything. He always DMs me, checks if I'm good. I was feeling down earlier this week, and he texted me seeing if everything was okay. He's great. Uno is my right hand man. He's not older than us. He's a senior. I'm a freshman, but he brings energy. He's always great. Flaming Sushi or Trunks. He is I don't. He's just a wild card. I love him. He makes weird plays. Those plays end up working, and it makes space. And one thing that helps in our comms a lot is when we're down, he'll get a kill and he'll start shouting winnable. And for some reason, it's like on a schedule. Every time he says winnable, we ended up turning the fight. I love it. Whenever I hear winnable and I'm dead as a tank, I'm rejuvenated. I come into the fight and I'm about to win. Who was Dusty? Dusty is amazing. He's great at comms. Sometimes he's in my ear a little bit. He's in the back line. I'm in the front line. But you can never come too much. And I love that he isn't silent. I mean, him not being silent is key to how our entire team runs. Am I forgetting anybody? I think that's our entire team. No.
Dos.
Doss as a coach, he's great. I love him. He's funny. He's brought this team together. He made a lot more executive decisions today than before, and um Owen does a lot of research, but Coach Doss, doing his own research gets us a lot of this, and I don't know. Doss believed in me at the beginning of the year, putting me on main tank and you know being the main player. I can't thank him enough. I honestly don't think I really deserve it because you see what Connor is doing out here. He's amazing. I can't thank Doss enough. Yeah, I've known him since first semester. Been good ever since then. And then to shout out myself. I need to do a lot more work, but I am very very happy with my team. I'm gonna thank my team. I'll give them all the love they want, need/want. I don't care.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you got a week. You got a week to prepare to do whatever self-reflection you feel like, but
Yeah.
just know, I mean, especially from our casting, I mean, you guys have just been electric, and again, the resilience. We were talking about how we were sure that, after those first two maps, it was probably really rough in that VC for a little bit. And the
Yeah.
fact that you guys were able to come together as a team, and you were a big part of that, even if Canner's the one that came in, the
Mhm.
fact that you were able to take that little break and then come back and win it is huge and very commendable. And
Thank you.
we
Thank you.
can't wait to see you guys next week at the finals against whomever won, either UNH Horizon, is that it? And
Yeah,
UH
UH
Horizon.
Horizon or UNO
UH,
Black. Yeah.
yeah.
And either way, man, even if you guys do just even if you guys do end up having some issues,
Mhm.
just know that we're sitting here, we're shouting you out. We're
Thank you.
we're behind you, man.
Thank
We
you.
will
Oh yeah,
we will
shout
always
out to
be
the casters too. You guys are amazing. You guys are great. You guys are always here. It's really I see like other universities they just have a stream, you know,
Yeah.
and I like sending the link to my friends. Feels good, and watching the VODs back, it's great to see you guys coming, and it's a lot more fun VOD reviewing and looking back like while there's certain like casters rather than just silence. So shout out to you guys using your time coming here streaming. You guys are amazing.
All right, man.
All
We're,
right.
we're, we're not gonna keep you any longer, man. You
All right.
de-
My
you deserve
cat wishes you well as well.
Thank
you
you.
So there
deserve
you go.
you deserve a winner's chance to just go have a nap. We-
Yeah.
We'll talk to you again at some other time, man.
All right. See you guys. Thank you guys. Bye bye.
All right,
Thank
bye, man.
See ya.
you, and we will see everybody back next week in the championships, and then after that it's over. We're done
Yeah.
for this season. So it has been a great season so far, and we still got one more. So congrats to Sac State Gold, and to everybody watching. And we'll see you next week.
Have a good day, everybody.
All right, bye bye.